Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
It is Saturday, September the 18th, 2021, and I'm Stephen here at my beehive. A little background. Uh, Earlier this year, I had a nice going package of bees in there, and they just swarmed away. And through the courtesy of a good friend of mine who is also a beekeeper, I was able to get some more bees to populate the hive, and they seem to have taken off. So we're going to inspect the hive today, and I got my little smoker here ready to go. Let's see if it smokes there. Yep, it's still smoking good. So we're going to come over here and open the hive now. And oh, I just wanted to point out here, I've got two feeder buckets around them. I don't know if you can see it here. There's little pockets right here. And what I did was I drilled holes from the inside into each of those pockets. And then when I filled the bucket up with sugar water and then turned it upside down, well, the sugar water just drains into these little little pockets there. And then the bees can get in there and get the sugar water without falling in and drowning, which they would if I just put out a bucket full of sugar water for them. So they would just fall into the sugar water and drown. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up this hive and take my top lid off here. And okay, we got to do something first here. Okay, come and follow me, Bonnie. Bonnie is my camera person today. And I'm going to retrieve a couple of tools out of the see what I did with them. Yep, here they are. There's a couple of frame holders. And I got my bee brush. So these are going to hold the frames that I'm going to take out and inspect. So let's mosey back over to the hive. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to give them a good smoking. And it looks like my smoker went out again. Margaret, you want to come light me up again? Here. Like that.
There's a bee in your hand. There's a bee in your butt, Mom.
Still not, it's not working. I'm trying to use little smoker pellets that are meant for the barbecue. See if these gave good, if it would make good smoker fuel, and it doesn't seem to be working out. I might have to just do without the smoker today. Let's just get it going here, and I'll just set it down and let it burn for a little bit before I close it up and use it again. Let's see if it does it this time. Okay, I'm just going to leave this right here for right now and let those pellets catch fire. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my top lid off there, and oh, see some activity here. Okay, this little device right here is another container for holding sugar water in, and I'm going to take off these frames here. Oh, I should have brought my frame tool, but I'll try and do it by hand. And I'm going to inspect the frames there, and doesn't look like any activity going on on this frame here. These little containers right here are for catching mites. Okay, and what they do is the mites get attracted to that. These things are filled up with olive oil, believe it or not, or vegetable oil, and the mites fall in and they drown. Let's see what we have going on this far frame here. And if I don't have anything going on there, what I'm just going to do is take it off, and it doesn't look like there's anything going on this frame. So I'm just going to take this whole brood box off because there just is no activity going on. I got to bust this loose from. Okay. I already know from past experience that there is activity going on down here. So I'm going to set my frame holders here. Where'd the hell one go? Okay, thank you, Bonnie. And so I'm going to take one off from down here first. I should grab my frame grabber.
You're stuck.
Okay. Margaret, in that barn, in that locker, foot locker in the barn there, you'll see a couple of frame grabbers in there. It looks like a long thing with two vice handles on it there. Just bring that here, please. It's in the barn, in the plastic locker I just got these things from.
It's putting.
While waiting on that there, let's see if my smoker is working yet. It looks like it's caught fire. No. Here, let's just go down here and get the metal tool. This is for grabbing the frame. This one I'll put the hive tool. I'm going to use this to scrape some burr wax off. So let's move it back to the hive. This is what I get for not being prepared. Oh my God, I should have had all my tools ready. But, you know, me being a novice, okay, so back here, all right, I'm going to use this to pull a frame out with. And let's inspect this one, and then we've got a few bees on that one, but there's, they don't look like they've laid any comb on this one. Don't worry, Bonnie, they can't get you. Okay, now I gotta position this thing correctly here so that it will hold the frames. Let me fix this one right.
Put it over. There you go.
Alright, well, that'll do for now. Right now, get this one out here, so I want to be able to move this frame sideways just in case the queen is on here and I don't want to squish her when I pull the frame out. So if you see on this frame here, there's some really good brood comb going on. Some of this is capped right here. And you can see the bees working it there. And what I'm looking for is to see if there are any eggs in the queen. They're going to look like little grains of rice inside each cell. So I'm looking to see
What's that
if
little white
I
thing right there?
see any there, and I don't know, I'm just not seeing any. Let me look on the other side here. Okay, so got more brood comb that has been built here. Really nice thick brood comb, but I don't see any eggs, and that's disturbing, because the absence of eggs might mean that there is not a queen in the colony here. So we'll see what. Okay, now see on this next frame here, I got a little bit of burr comb here, so I'm gonna gently move this frame over to the side. I'm gonna bust it loose with a frame tool here. Okay, and we got some burr comb right here, so I'm gonna scrape that off. Don't worry about the bees. The bees will fly off and return to the hive. So that is an empty frame there. So they haven't built anything. Some of these frames have comb on it. Some of them don't. I'm going to see how these other two here. These are
Empty.
That frame is empty, and this one also empty. So these frames that had comb on them were frames that I got from my friend who was a beekeeper, and she gave them to me to help restart my colony. So means they're being pretty slow to. Okay, so once again, I've got a lot of brood comb, and whoops, and a lot of activity on there. Okay, now I got some capped brood comb over here, so I'm looking to see if they have any eggs in them, and I'm just not seeing any eggs for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to put this one back in here. And I'm going to test out my smoker here. Let's see. Settle these bees down here. Oh, that got an immediate reaction from them. You can hear them buzzing. Means they're trying to fan away the smoke. And one of the reasons the smoker works really good is because bees communicate by pheromones, and the smoke kind of camouflages the pheromones, so they can't really communicate with each other. Okay.
These are everywhere.
Let me bust this frame loose here. Let's see what we got going on this one here. We got a lot of bees. Oh, look, they started to build some comb on this empty frame here, so it's a start. Okay. Smoke the bees away from oh boy. That smoke's getting to me too. All right, so I'm just trying to brush the bees away from the edges here because I don't want to squish any bees when I put this frame back in. Okay, so I got that frame back in there. So now let's look at this one right here. All right, my frame lifter.
Whoa.
All right, so we got some capped brood right here. Okay, so that tells me that they have gotten some good supply and are capping it off for future use. And I'm looking in here and I'm just not seeing any eggs. It's strange. Okay. Okay, now can you see over here? Okay, seeing these right here? See that yellow stuff right there? That's pollen.
Yes.
That's pollen. They're storing pollen in there. So.
Scared. Oh, God.
And I'll put this frame back in.
Get away from me.
Don't worry, they can't get you inside the suit. All right, so let's look at the other ones here.
Yep.
Let's see if we can. And what I'm looking for too is evidence of queen cells. If I see any, I'll point them out. This one here is going to be real heavy because I can see all kinds of capped brood on here. Look at all that. That is some lovely capped brood there. Okay. And once again, I'm not seeing any eggs. And let's see on the other side here. Okay.
Nothing.
A lot of honey and nectar being stored in there. They're busy capping it up there. Look, one dripped out there. Okay. But again, I'm just not seeing any eggs. I'm going to have to consult my bee mentor about that and find out what the issue is here. A lot of bees, though. I mean, they're getting populated somehow. There might be a queen in there.
Somewhere.
As inexperienced as I am, there's probably a queen in here. I'm just not seeing it. So let's see what this frame is. Now, this is one of my frames. Okay, and look, this is. Oh, well. Okay, I didn't mash any bees when that slipped off. Okay, that is all some capped brood. Okay, this is one of my frames. Okay, she gave me some of her frames, and this is one of my frames. And so you can see they have started to build capped brood on here, and there's some uncapped brood right here. And then on the other side, look at that. That is some lovely fresh comb that has been placed on there recently by this hive. So they are busy building on this one. And pretty soon this will be heavy with brood comb too. And right now, if you look really closely, you notice all those cells are empty, which means they have not filled them yet. So they're going to fill them up with nectar and pollen and all the resources that the hive needs to survive. Oh boy. Okay, one of my frames just fell down on the other side there. And that was an empty frame anyway, so you can worry about it. I'm going to slide this one over. Alright, so we start putting everything back in. And so basically what I'm looking at is I got 1, 2, 3 frames that, 4 frames actually, get this one right here, that have nothing on them. And I've got 6 that have a lot of capped brood on them there. And once again, I'm not seeing any evidence of eggs. So that may mean I'm going to have to invest in a queen somewhere. So I'm trying to be careful when I put these frames back in, so I don't want to squish any bees. Alright. This one here, this is an empty frame, but there's a lot of activity on it, so that tells me they're getting ready to build on this one. So let's hope that they do. Let me smoke those bees. Oh, there. Look on the side of the hive there, you see the bees all trying to get away from the smoke. Okay, let's put this one back in.
That one's too close. This is too close. This one's too close.
Let me make sure these frames are all slid over enough to get this one out of there.
There you go.
And I better just take these frame holders off here. Now, this one over here. Oops. Use my bee brush to get them out of the edge here.
You got it. There you go.
Okay. So, give them a nice squirt. Looks like my smoke went out yet. Oh, there we go. Still got some smoke. So, what I'm concluding from all this is that I've got a hive that is busy filling up the bottom brood chamber, but they still have a ways to go yet. They still got 4 frames that they have not filled yet, and I'm not seeing any evidence of eggs. So it's entirely possible that I do not have a queen in here, which is not good because the colony basically depends on them having a queen, okay? Because the queen will lay eggs and more workers and nurse bees will come out of that. And one thing I did not find in here was any evidence of queen cells. So it means that the colony is not trying to make another queen. Now, once again, there may be a queen on here. There might be a queen. My top cover back on here now. And I'm going to leave this top brood box off, okay, because they basically have not filled up enough of this brood box to justify putting another box on. Because if you remember when I inspected these frames here, they had done absolutely nothing on those frames. So I don't want to give them too much. So I'm just going to let them fill this one up all the way first. Okay, so what I'm concluding from this is that I'm going to have to probably invest in a queen from somewhere. I'm going to have to buy one from a source, or I'm just going to have to get with one of my beekeeper friends and see if I can get a queen. So let's pick up the tools and lighter. The smoker worked out reasonably good. Basically, I'm just going to leave it with the one brood box for right now. I'll let them fill that up, and then eventually we'll come back in and put the second brood box on. And when they fill that one up, when they fill both of these brood boxes up, then what's going to happen is that will indicate that it's time for me to put a queen excluder on and put some honey boxes on, and they'll start filling it up with honey. But first things first, I'm going to have to get a queen going in here first. Okay, so we don't seem to have a queen, so I'm just going to have to get one. So let's get all this stuff back to the barn here. And it's safely out of range of the bees now. It won't come and bother us. I'm just going to put this box down here. I'm going to let my smoker burn itself out here. I'm going to put my tools back in my locker here. That, by the way, that's a queen excluder. When that second brood box gets filled up, this queen excluder is going to go on top. And that means all the worker bees, the ones that do all the laying of wax and the storing up the supplies, they can get through these holes here, but the queen cannot. Okay, and that's good. You want that because you don't want the queen laying eggs in the honey box. That's the honey you're going to harvest and eat. So we want them to fill up the two brood boxes first, and then we put the so let's go ahead and mosey back up to the picnic table and get these suits off here. And okay, once again, that was my first major hive inspection of the fall, and we'll try again in maybe another 3 weeks or a month there and see how they're doing and see what the comparison is. Okay, so